Hello, car milers. How are you doing today? We have got the reaction video that everybody's reacting to. But we're going to react to it because I got my buddy, Mr. Sprue here, Chris Martin.
Hello.
Hello, and he's texting me all these neat things, and I'm going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then we just decided let's watch this video ourselves and see what we think. Now I know there's a whole bunch of stuff. We're gonna pull this video up. It was on Round Two's channel. I think they dropped it today, right?
Yeah, like a couple 3 hours ago.
Yeah, and everybody's losing their shit. Now I might bleep that out. Too.
So.
I don't know. We are gonna look at it here, and I'm curious to what all the hubbub is. So let's bring it up. All right, My Little Pony. My daughter was like in high school and into this car.
A nice snap kit. This is a super easy kit molded in bright blue, pink, and purple with decals and stickers for all of your ponies. That thing looks great.
Okay.
And then this is one we're really excited about, the 86 Dodge Ram van from Home Alone. We did some new tooling to update our...
All right, let's talk about this right here.
This one's getting a lot of attention.
It's getting a lot of attention, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I mean, we first found out about it from a catalog that got released like right around Christmas time, actually.
Yeah, they talked about that, and I don't know, when was the last time we had a Dodge van? I didn't. Did we ever
like the Turtle Wax?
But was it an older van, or is it this later model van? Because this is like what, an '80s van or late '80s van?
Well, this one's an '86. The Turtle Wax one, they had that funky grill that it was originally set up for an ambulance. And then they tried
to
street version or something.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay. But now it's a Home Alone van. Interesting. That's a strange place to dig something out of, but hey, whatever. I'm cool with it.
I think it's another one of those scenarios where Round 2 was kind of looking at like, okay, what licensing can we get and what tools do we have for minimum investment? And I mean, this is a very, very smart usage of that. Like, I mean, this has been screaming for this van ever since the movie came out. They could have done it since then.
Oh, I know. Well, the one thing about it is I know that they've caught on. This is one of the great things about Round 2 is how they have noticed the trends in the hobby, and a huge trend is people love to do movie and TV cars. Some of the most obscure weird stuff you'd think nobody would really even care about, which, we might see some other stuff too here shortly.
Dodge van kit for the 86 used in the movie. Got the roof rack with all the pipes and buckets in it. Nice decals. Should look really good. Good holiday kit. And then here's one we're getting a lot of positive feedback about. Twisted Metal. This one's based on the TV series, the Sweet Tooth Ice Cream Van. This will be a snap kit, molded in color. Lots of good detail. Nice spring, so his head bobbles.
Huh. Lately there has been this trend going. I don't know if this is what got them to come up with this idea. I don't think so. But lately, there's been these 3D printer guys that have been doing all these kind of bread vans and things like this.
Yeah.
This might catch that little trend going on. I don't know if you can do anything.
If they come and do a regular street version based on this tool.
I don't think so. I think it's strictly this Armageddon Mad Max look, which that might actually get people interested, or it's something to work off of. But
fans of the show and the property are going to be interested in this for sure. I mean, it's not something that I've ever partaken in, but I mean, looks like it's a neat little kit.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I mean, I know of the game. I never really played it, and then of course they made a series. I never watched it. I didn't know it was that big of a deal, but what do I know? Apparently nothing. Let's move along. It's the other goodies.
That's one that a lot of people are excited about, not only for the TV series but the long-running video game series. We've got Hot Wheels kits. We're bringing back some of the ones that we have, both the Sweet 16 that we have tooling for, and then some
Looking forward to
other cars that we have tooling for. We're doing some retooling to recreate the iconic Candy Striper.
Yeah, okay. This is one we have to discuss.
Okay, yes, please educate me on this one because I'm not as familiar with AMT or, well, with Ram 2's 55 Chevys.
Okay, so first of all, it does look like it's based off of the AMT 55 Chevy that has been out for a while, which I already heard some people wondering, well, if they did all this retooling, did they get rid of the single exhaust molded to the floor, which is probably like the worst part of this kit. And I would say don't count on it, but I wouldn't poop all over this kit over that. The one thing that is I see cool, and I also see they worked on getting rid of the chrome trim that goes across the door, which is something I did a video a while about, that, you know, how people don't usually put the chrome trim down the what you see right there on that ridge on the front fender. And then it continues on the door because that was all a chrome trim. But if you remove all that, you don't have anything on the door. And it's nice they got rid of that. And they also got rid of all the trim, which is really a pain to get rid of on the old version, because so many people bought that kit to do exactly this, which is basically what I know a lot of people are going to do, is a 2-lane blacktop or / American Graffiti Bob Felfa 55. You know it. That's what it's going to become. As far as this Candy Striper, I don't know what the hell that is. I have no idea. This has got all the makings of doing
is radius too, right?
Yeah. So that, and it's radiused correctly. The cool thing is, like, see that ridge around it? I mean, that's what the real car had, as far as the movie cars had. That's a lot of work taken away. You know, people, oh my goodness, thank goodness I don't have to deal with that anymore. And
it must be a new body tool. Like, it would make more sense to do a new body than to modify the
curious,
existing one, would it not?
Did they ruin the old body tool? Is it a new? Because I see things about this that are very recognizable to the old AMT 55, which also originally that kit started out as the 55 Nomad, and then in 1990 they came out with the 2-door post. What's very distinctive about that is that right there in the front, how thick, how high, or where the bumper would go. Because usually you put the bumper on there, but like on the real car, it's not that thick or that big, and that's always something that was on those earlier versions of this kit. But it shows everything that I'm sure that's where it came from. But I find this like I got lots of those 55s. Never planned on ever getting another one. Now I have to get another one because I don't know if I want to do it. I would like to do a 2-lane blacktop. I never did a 2-lane blacktop car simply because life's too short. Now all the hard part's done. You know, you got to do a few other things, but to get a decent looking 2-lane blacktop, get really close to it, you've got all the makings of it right there, at least in the body work. You know, I don't know about the chassis and all that. You know, there's little differences and uniquenesses about what was his name, Richard Ruth, who built the car. They actually built 3 of them. One got crashed and the other 2 exist to this day. But that's the buzz I'm seeing on the face boxes, is everybody's going, oh, 2-lane blacktop Bob Felfa 55. More so than this.
Also a really good candidate to build Mike Finnegan's Blasphemy as well.
Yeah, definitely that. But I have no idea what the Candy Striper is. Down in the comments below, educate us, because we don't know. So
Please.
Let's what they call Hot Wheel. It must have been a Hot Wheel car, I guess. I never remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So this is a part of their whole Hot Wheels deal. Okay, I'll take it. It's cool. But anyways, we'll move along. I like the wheels.
First Redline Club kit, very popular. And then over here, speaking of Hot Wheels, we have
The twin mill.
The iconic. I'm using that word a couple different times because they are. The twin mill. This is one of the original cars, goes back to 69, not a Sweet 16, but the first original Hot Wheels design car. So again, will be snap fit, molded in color, designed to be a good accessible kit for people. The lid opens and closes. Got good engine detail in the twin mill. Really nice kit. Excited about that one. Moving into automotive, we have a bunch of cool things that we're bringing back for the first time at round 2. The Monza, the nice Coke tin here. Bringing back the Pontiac Le Mans convertible. This will not have been available for a long time. We're tooling new bodies to...
Do you know anything about that?
The Le Mans?
Right, the 63 Pontiac Le Mans.
Yeah, so
I wish they did it in a hardtop.
Well, I would imagine that they're going to be doing that. So this is going to be similar to the Coronet, the 68 Coronet, and the 64 Malibu. So the original Le Mans body was modified to do an altered wheelbase funny car.
Right.
It hasn't been available ever since. I think Model King was the last one that did a reissue of this.
Yeah.
So they've gone and retooled a new body. I don't know. I remember seeing some test shot pictures of this, and I can't remember part of the discussion if it's an entirely new kit or if they've tooled up the new body to go with existing stuff that they had. But I think it's going to be like a simplified. Well, it's definitely not going to be modern tooling. If it's not a completely, if it is a completely new tool, it's definitely going to be like the vintage inspired that they've used. So it's not going to be any more detailed than what the original kit would have been. So I suspect that just like the Coronet, they're going to do the convertible first, and then they'll do a hardtop version.
Yeah, that seems that they did that with the Oldsmobile too, didn't they? Years ago.
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
And then they did the Oldsmobile. They did the convertible first, then they did a hardtop, and then they reissued the altered wheelbase funny car, which is what they started with. That's all that they had was that altered body. But so this is
that. I hope that that happens because I would like to have a hardtop. I have spoken.
Bring that kit back. The BRE Datsun, which really great box art, great decals in that one.
That's super cool. I just covered that. You know, they just talked about that a couple weeks ago, and I just covered that. How excited I am about that. Even though I have I've got like 5 of these Datsun pickup kits, but I have to have that one now because I want those decals.
Well, those Datsun pickups have been in demand and commanding really high prices because they haven't reissued in the stock form in a while. And,
they did that, and they did that one. I covered it so it's 9 years ago. They did that one. Yeah. Because one of my very first vlog, my third video, was me talking about how excited I was and what I wanted to do, and then I did a mock-up video of it, and that was good. Almost 8.5 years ago when that came out, and they did an extremely short run of it. Then didn't they came out with that gasser version, which was called Little Hall and Haas or whatever the heck they called it.
Yeah, with the flip front and stuff.
Yeah, they did that, but that's kind of it can get you there, but this is great that they're bringing. I hope they do a fairly long run of this. It's not like here today, gone later on today, like the last one, but
let's hope.
But yeah, they're probably, the one thing that round 2 always says that they do is they watch the secondary market, and if there's a kit that they can put out that's getting stupid money on the internet, they're going to put it out and break that. That's what they do for us. Nobody cares about the vending guys trying to make big bucks, man. They want to take care of us regular model builders who just want to build the frickin' thing.
I'm glad they're paying attention.
They are. They really. They say that all the time in their videos. I believe it. We see them by the stuff they're coming out with. Let's keep on looking.
And then everybody's favorite 91 Taurus SHO.
What's your thought on that?
See, I grew up in that kind of car, so we had an what was it, a 93 wagon and then a 94 sedan.
Oh, really?
They were just like the regular Taurus. They weren't the SHO or anything. But yeah, so that brings up a lot of memories. And I have a couple of the SHO kit and like the police car versions.
Yeah, I have that one.
They're a pretty neat kit. I mean, they bring back a lot of memories growing up in that kind of car. But the one big downfall I would say about that kit is it's originally an MPC tooling from when the car was new, and the headlights are strictly chrome. Like there's no
the headlights,
lenses.
and I think the taillights are too.
No, I think the headlights are clear red, and it looks like, judging by this still, they've given us like decals for the headlights.
Yeah. Well, I know of somebody. There's a resin caster that might be coming out with clear headlights for that. I don't know. Might be happening. Because I think this is great that they're bringing this back, because I remember, like you said, I remember when it came out, it was a neat kit, and at that time, MPC, it wasn't MPC, I think it was, or it could have been AMT, but they were kind of doing MPC AMT at the time, and they were putting out new vehicles a lot in the late 80s, early 90s, like the Beretta that they just put out, and then there was the Dodge. The thing about those kits were really incredible. Well, accurate detail, accurate suspension. They were
very
done
well engineered.
very well. And this SVO is an extremely nice kit. The thing about it today is these are extremely classic cars, sought after classic cars to people in their 20s and 30s. Who it's like I said in my last video, it's stuff like this that's going to keep or gain younger people to come into the hobby of model car building. And I think this is great that they're doing this. This Taurus and among the others, and even they're bringing back all the was it Fast and Furious cars from 20 years ago. Yep. Those are all classic cars to the car buffs today. The younger crowd car buffs.
Yeah.
And that is what's going to get them wanting to build model cars. And that who I have seen the trends over the past few decades, it hasn't really, and this is an unpopular thing, it's not really kids that grows the hobby. It's motorheads that are in their 20s and 30s and then 40s that get into building model cars. I've seen that with my customer base of doing resin casting for years, and I've always run into that. A new modeler is usually an older person who's been building real cars for a long time. Well, the hot rodders that are getting older were hot rodding these, and they were hot rodding Mitsubishis, and they were hot rodding Hondas, and that are those cars they need to since they have those kits. That I think that's a smart move on round two. I know it hurts a lot of us old guys who love our 57 Chevys and our Chevelles and stuff, but yeah, they're not going to tool that stuff up in anything new, man. They're going to keep putting the old stuff out because, the changing of the guard, man, the younger guys are going to come in. We just got to make sure that the younger guys come in, because it'll at least keep this hobby going for us until we... And that's my soapbox for the day. But yeah, see, like you said, this reminds you of your childhood. That's the kind of car you grew up in, where I I would like to see more, mid 70s station wagons, because that's my bag, baby. That was the cars I loved when I was a little kid that I rode around in.
And
there's a wagon
this one's
right
kind of
there.
a fun one too.
Oh, this is cool right here.
1982.
Okay, yeah, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, you go ahead, man. I'm stoked about this.
So I saw this and I kind of freaked out a little bit, because I know what this is. So this was originally, I'm pretty sure it was also originally an MPC kit. But
Yes.
this was the Dodge Ram 50,
Yep.
which was the badge engineered version that we got here in North America. Well, I don't think we got the Mitsubishi in Canada. I know you did in the U.S.
Yeah, we had them down here. You didn't have them up there, huh?
So they've tooled up new parts for this. So we have like the Mitsubishi grill and
Yep.
like probably a tailgate, and I can see like under his hand, like anything that's gray is a newly tooled.
Right,
So there's
exactly.
like a tonneau cover. And then he shows the bed tilting. Yeah, so this is like, whoever would have thought that they would take a 40-year-old kit out of their tooling bank and add some new parts to it to make a different version that was never available. Like, I don't even think you can get this body style truck as a Mitsubishi from any of the Japanese manufacturers. Like,
no,
those
no,
companies
exactly.
have
All there was that Ram 50, which was a great kit, and it sold well back in the day when it came out, when those trucks were on the road. But it's all about marketing. Back in the 80s, marketing or doing a Mitsubishi version of it, they needed to do a job because it was a grumpy American, like me. Oh, it says Dodge. It's a Dodge then. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it was marketing. It was better to market it as a Dodge. Plus, the licensing too. The licensing was easier. But they have the Mitsubishi licensing. They have a Dodge licensing too. So who knows? Maybe they'll come back with a Dodge Ram 50. That would be cool. But why the heck
Well,
not?
I think they did a Coca-Cola version of this.
Yeah, it'll probably be a Coca-Cola version. But here, this is something that, again, is going to, being a Mitsubishi, it markets better to a younger crowd, which is what we want,
Yeah.
a younger crowd to get into building model cars. But yeah, this is super cool. There's something else that they did. Did you watch this? Do you know the other little trick that they did to this kit?
Yeah, the bed tilts. Let's watch
The
that.
Mitsubishi L200, which will be designed to be a mini truck. So the back
You can see
bed will
those
do
extra
a
parts
dump
back
style
there.
bed. So there's some new tooling in that one. We got the
Yeah,
Hellcat wide
the
body,
hinges were great. So that's really cool.
the
Yeah, I
two
saw
Craftsman
that.
Plus kits, the Nomad 60 Nomad wagon, and
And
the
of course, we've seen
65
those
Barracuda.
are fantastic.
Those have been very popular.
Amazing.
And then
Those kits,
for all
I'll
you
tell you, from what I understand, those kits have been flying off the shelves.
Oh
Both
yeah.
of them. Yeah. Here we go. I know you're going to want to talk
John Wick
about
fans out there, to
So tell me. They said that they had to do some changes to make it as close as possible to the John Wick
Well,
hero
okay.
car.
So, unfortunately, although I have seen it, I think I saw the first John Wick movie, but I'm not the biggest fan or follower of the franchise, so I'm not
Yeah.
overly familiar with this car. But just going based on my own remembrances, because I was recently playing around with one of these kits.
Yeah.
I can tell you that those wheels are new for sure.
Yeah. I think the wheels are nice. That's a nice addition.
I don't know if they've done any tweaking with any of the rest of the body. I don't think those. I'm trying to remember if the B-pillar emblems are in the old NPC kit or not.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
I
going to
know
be
that
an
look-
interesting. That's going to be an interesting one to compare with an old kit.
Yeah.
I remember this kit. I built it in the 80s. Do you remember there was a TV show called Street Hawk, and it was more centered around a motorcycle, but he had a yellow 69. I think it was a Mach 1 or something, and that was the first I remember of this kit.
Yeah, it's a Mach 1. Actually, yeah. So that they did do some modifications because the body has the molded in Mach 1 rocker molding. So it looks like they've taken that off.
Yeah. So this could be it'd be a cleaner version.
Yeah.
That would be good. Doing a Mustang's always a winner. Just like doing a Camaro.
Complement our 70 Chevelle. Here is the hero car, the 69 Ford Mustang. We did some new tooling to execute this car as close as possible to the vehicle from the film. And then for Supernatural fans, to go along with the Impala, we're doing Bobby's Chevy Chevelle.
Okay, so wait, that one's tricking me here. That one's tricking
me. That's the AMT, isn't it?
Sure
That's
does.
not the MPC slasher.
Why would they do that? Why would they do that to us? Why would you Why would you do that, round two? If that's the AMT debacle, that was a terrible, terrible front end.
Why would they bring that version back out when they just refreshed the MPC kit? That's kind of weird.
Wait? Yeah, that. And does this mean that they wrecked the 70?
Yeah, the 72 should be gone. I know we did a video, a long feature-length video on these.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow, that's I got to ask why on this one. Plus, I'm not that familiar with the show. I didn't even know there was a 72 Chevelle in the show, but
no, me neither.
It looks like, I don't know. Let's move along with this. Let's see if we can tell by that. What gives it away to me? It's hard to tell from this, but what gives it away to me is that it has wheel well moldings that the AMT would have.
But is it only on the front? Because the front fender
This is the first time that we brought back the 72 at round two. Great fit, painting and weathering on that one.
And does it come patinaed like that?
No, I would imagine that we would have to do that ourselves. But
I would
said
say
this is
yes.
the first
Yeah,
time
you would have to.
we brought back the 72 at round two.
Yeah.
So if he's saying that to me says that it's the AMT, not the MPC.
Right. Yeah, because when they showed the 72 of the slasher, they called that an MPC. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
And the AMT boxing too.
Yucky. Unless if they were, and it doesn't look like it. If they were to bring back the way it was, I loved the AMT from the 80s, but when they brought it back and had to redo a whole new front end, it was just so done poorly. Well, if any of you want to watch, I'll put a link to that. We did that genealogy on the Chevelles, the AMT, and talked a little bit about the MBC, but it was about the AMT second generation Chevelles. And we talked about that them going back and forth with going from a 72 to a 70 and then bringing back the 72 and doing a real horrible job at it. But that was a different company that did that. That wasn't round two that did it, so I'm not bad-mouthing them. They have the molds, so it's probably something they can switch back and forth. I don't ever remember them going back and forth in the past between, I thought we stopped seeing that 72, that horrible 72 after the 71 came out, but I can't remember. I don't know if they kept going back and forth with those. Yuck.
Now let's talk about
another one.
And here we go. You ready for this? And this is interesting. They're calling this an AMT, but listen to what they say about it, what it comes from.
Having some fun with. This is an adaptation of the A100 pickup truck, the Little Red Wagon kit.
Okay, so the Little Red Wagon kit was a Limburg.
Nope. Older than that. It was an IMC.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, of course. It was an IMC. But I can't tell. Does this thing... Let's go a little farther. Does this have the opening doors?
And this is the 66 Dodge A100.
This is very cool. Okay, it doesn't look like it has
they don't
opening
show
doors,
that side.
which I'm actually really okay with, because those opening doors were a nightmare on that pickup truck version.
Oh, okay, yes. You're talking about the front doors. I thought you were going on about the cargo doors, but
No.
The doors are all part of the body. That was That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, this is going to be really cool. That is cool. I mean, I have been wanting a '60s van. What I really want is I really love the old Ford, Econoline.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, would I love to. Ford, then the Chevy, then the Dodge is like the bottom one for me. But I'll take that Dodge, man. That's just a cool. It's what I remember of vans being very flat in the front when I was a little kid, man. And vans were small. They got bigger in the '70s. These things were actually kind of tiny. Continue on.
And then we have some stuff that wasn't quite far enough into it, but we're real excited about the Blues Brothers.
Okay. Yeah. This is the thing.
Oh wow.
They don't. Let's get a better shot here of this. Come on. Let's get it in a good. There we go. How's that look? Are we out of the way? Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So much greatness right here.
Yeah. This is the big freak out.
Oh, we already knew about the Mac. We got a slight preview of that at the last big show when they showed some posters of it coming.
Yeah.
But now we also have the Blues Brothers Monaco and Marty McFly's Toyota.
Yeah. That I'm stoked about the Toyota.
Just take my wallet right now, please.
But I'll tell you, when you let me know about, that's how I found out about the Blues Brothers car. And I was like,
oh yeah.
That's out of all of these, I get everything. Everything else is, oh, that's cool. Whoa. Wow, that's kind of weird. But this is never would have imagined. Never in my wildest thoughts would I ever thought that one of these companies would do a 25th scale model of that frickin' car. Makes sense.
Well,
I know. Smart.
So there was some discussion because they made a big deal of getting the license and doing some tooling for die-casts of the Bluesmobile. I can't remember if it was like 18th scale or the 64th scale, but they announced that a couple of years ago, and a lot of people were hoping that a 25th scale plastic kit would be coming, and boy oh boy have they delivered.
That is super cool. I hope that it is something that you can build stock or actually build an actual police car with it. I'm sure it's going to have all the cop. It's got the cop brakes and the cop tires and
the cop engine and the cop transmission.
Cop transmission.
But I also wonder, we know the Mac is 100% new tooling.
Yeah.
The Toyota is going to have to be 100% new tooling because they don't have anything close to that in the tooling bank. But I wonder if the Monaco, if they would be able to use any of the parts from the existing Monaco, the 78.
I wonder. I bet you it's going to be all new tooling because I don't think. Yeah, like that's another car that we've discussed that went down the line of all the Mopars from MPC. I don't know. I'm thinking that it's going to be. I don't know. I was looking at something, and there was something I was going to ask you about because you're pretty astute at this. So I had gotten the 72 Duster. And I got when they came out with the Dodge Demon, and they seem to all share the same tooling with the 75, 76 Dodge Dart Sport. Very basic. But I was looking at the 71 chassis, and it looked similar, but it looked retooled. It looked like a little better in a little way. I don't know. I have to really look close to those, and I just wonder if they'll use that or something around that. I don't know. No, they wouldn't use that, but
no, I would imagine that if it is completely new tooling, that it's probably going to be, stylistically similar. Like I don't think you're going to see like a modern
No.
Like it's not going to have the detail of like the Hellcat or like the
right. That's kind of what I was meaning. What I noticed about the 72 Duster was it wasn't anything. It seemed to be better, tooling, but it was still extremely simplified.
Yeah.
Like very
Yeah.
MPC-ish. But
Oh yeah.
nothing was molded on. It was a floor, just the floor and the unibody structure. And I would think that it'll probably be a new tooling, but it'll be simplified.
Yeah. I would
I don't
imagine
think they're
that.
going to put those efforts into something like that.
No. Well, I mean, and hopefully it's even if for. I know to do the Bluesmobile engines, like you got to talk the Bluesmobile car. They specifically talk about cop engine in the movie, but I wonder if for this kit it'll be kind of like the Craftsman style, where they'll have an engine plug and a removable hood, but they won't have an engine in this release.
I would not
And
be
if they do a
surprised.
police car,
A
regular police car later.
Yeah, I feel like
They'll
it.
have, like, an
It
engine.
feels like it's going to be that.
Yeah.
It feels like it's going to be that. I would not be surprised. And I'll tell you what, and I have no issue with that at all. And I know that is going to cause a firestorm, and I just don't think that's right. I hope people be happy that they did this. This is all new tooling. I mean, this is
Well, and what kind of makes me think that they might go that direction is, so the Mac is going to eat up a lot of their tooling budget.
It is.
That Mac is going to be full detailed with an engine, opening hood, like everything is going to be there. And the Toyota, they could probably get away with doing what they did with the Bronco.
Yeah.
So the hood will probably be if it's not part of the body, it'll be like a swappable part, but there won't be any engine bay, and there'll be like a transfer case and a transmission on the chassis, but there won't be a separate engine.
Exactly.
And then it could be the same thing with the Bluesmobile. Like, it's going to be a little bit simplified to keep the parts count down, to keep the costs down, because like I said, that Mac is going to take up a lot of tooling dollars to do it properly.
Yeah.
So, I will not 100% say for sure that that's what people should expect, but don't be surprised if that's how those kits come out.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. It really seems the most logical thing to do too. I know they get a lot of backlash on that, which people just don't understand the economics of doing this business, and they need to sell, and quite honestly, they don't have. It's not a huge market. It's not like making the most popular widgets that everybody in the world needs. Not everybody in the world is buying model kits, so it's very expensive. And we've talked about that before. It's very expensive to do complete new tooling. You got to give Round 2 huge kudos on doing this. They're taking on some cool projects, bringing us cool stuff that we never thought we'd ever have. Why do you have to? Why is it not good enough for you? Just come on. I am. The big thing about going over this is I wanted to get to everybody, and we kind of were talking about that. As I was just hoping that with all this coming out, that you're going to hear blow-offs from on the interwebs and the face boxes, everybody ripping Round 2 to pieces because they didn't do this, because if they were smart, they'd have sold 1 million. Well, no, they're very smart. Believe me, the guys at Round 2 know a heck of a lot more how to do this than any of you, or even you and I. And I have an insight.
They're the ones running the company.
And I have an insight on how this stuff is done, and I trust their judgment. And I just think that everybody's got to realize this. It's not just as simple of going, dude, just do it, because it's not going to happen. Model kits don't sell like they used to, as far as like model car kits do not sell like they used to. Now, it's a different world with like what Bandai's doing, and you selling Gundam kits, you can have 963,000 different types of variants of the same, you know, the same, whatever they call it, suits and stuff like that. And, because those things are selling all over the world like crazy, but model car kits are not. So we got to allow these companies to make money so that they keep putting out cool stuff like this, or we wouldn't get a Blues Brothers Monaco, because who the heck ever thought we'd get a Blues Brothers Monaco? And that Mack truck is cool. I got to have one of those.
Oh, yeah.
But there's,
yeah, for sure.
But I got to say, man, that is, that's pretty much it on this, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they announced any more.
Let's
just get a good close look at that.
All
if you guys want to go check out the whole video and watch through that whole part without listening to us yak our heads off about it and maybe get a clearer shot, again, at the end of this video, there is going to be a direct link to that video you can go to. And I'll tell you, my personal opinion, dude, is woo! Man, it's cool.
Yeah, they are killing it. Greatest time to be in the hobby is today.
Greatest time to be in the hobby. It is neat. We, you know, like I've said, I'm now 41 years solid, and it's never been this cool. It's never ever been this cool. The stuff that we have available and the kits that are coming out, it's just mind blowing. Man, I need to go play the lottery. Where my complaint is I've kind of taken a break, and I'm trying to not buy kits anymore because I got like 3,000.
Yeah,
but,
I hear you.
And round 2 is the biggest offender of this complaint that I have, is these model kit companies keep coming out with cool stuff.
I know.
They got to stop the cool stuff because it's taking up all the room. I mean, it's money, but my biggest problem is I am out of space. Will you stop, please? Round 2, would you do me a favor? You're making it tough on me. I got no more room. Need to buy another trailer or something, stuff in the back.
There you go.
This is some cool stuff, man. Those are some announcements. I just was not expecting some of those. The van.
Oh, yeah. Just like completely straight out of left field.
Yeah. That is crazy. Let me ask you, out of everything you saw, what's the one that really, 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 really got you excited?
Marty's Toyota.
Really?
I'm a huge Back to the Future fan, and seeing that, I mean, there's no mention of it being Back to the Future or nothing, but you can tell just by the look of that truck, like all the accessories it has, the wheels, like that's what it is. It's Marty's truck. I don't know if they don't have the license for Back to the Future, because Kazuyashima did all those new tool DeLoreans.
Right.
So maybe they have an exclusive license, and maybe it's just going to be released as a, custom Toyota pickup. But
which I would not.
You know, kind of thing, right?
Right.
Like, I took a screenshot of that and I sent it to my brother, and he's like, "Oh my god, I gotta have to have that." And he doesn't even build models.
Yeah, I'm going over them again because I'm thinking, what was the one that got me? I got the pictures here. It's hard for me to nail the one down that maybe I mean, a one that I was like, I went ooh, was that Dodge van.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that Dodge van.
Yeah, that is really cool.
The Dodge van, I really dig that 55, the reimagining of that 55. I gotta have one because that is just, I wanted a gasser. And, that's the route to go
and
to build a
gasser.
It's
probably going to be better than the 55 gasser options that we currently have available.
100%. This is going to be the best 55 gasser. It's going to save you, because already the AMT 55 has just been the king to use for years anyways. It's the go-to that everybody does when they want to do a gasser, that style, two-lane blacktop style. They took care of all the hard work for you on that one. So that one, that's probably, between that and the Dodge, really has got me super excited. And as an honorable mention, the little Mitsubishi pickup. might have to do.
Oh yeah, when I saw that, because it was really like it was really understated in the video when he was doing it, but I saw that and I knew immediately. It's like, holy crap, they did new stuff for this. This is amazing.
Yeah, that is so cool that they do that. They're oh man, you know how many people are going. It's like what they did with the S10. Okay, they come back with the S10.
Oh yeah.
Before, but they're going, no, we're going to change the year, so putting a different grill that was never available before, which I think it's a great thing to take an old kit and just give it an option that just changes the year, or heck, this changes the brand of it, you know?
Yeah.
Going from a Dodge
now, if
to
they'll do it with if they'll take the Ford Courier and make it a Mazda, that'd be cool too.
Wouldn't that would be very cool. Who knows? That's right.
Yeah. That
would be really cool. And then put a rotary in it.
Ooh, yeah, there we go.
Wouldn't that be silly? The old I remember those things running around with the rotaries. Yeah, that would be I think it would be great to have a rotary there. Anyways, Chris, thanks a bunch for coming on and taking a look at this and talking about this stuff. It's always fun to talk about model cars and neat new model cars
thanks
coming out.
for humoring me in doing this, because I was pestering you. I was like, oh my god, look at this, we got to do a video.
Oh, exactly. Well, it was perfect timing because I just, you know, I did my regular reaction to their regular video, and I saw they had this, so I was going to do a reaction, and when you talked about we should do a video, well, I'm happen to be doing one. Let's do it now. I love that you said you happen to be off. That was perfect, you know. So I'm happy to have you on and do it. I always have a good time. It's nice to bounce back stuff and back and forth and talk about things.
Oh yeah.
Stuff that I might not notice or think about, and vice versa and stuff. So thanks a bunch for coming on. That's a whole lot of fun to do, and I know. You know,
thanks
people
for having me.
Know who you are and see you on the channel. Down in the comments below, I'll have a link to the Sprue. I'll have a link to both. He has a really cool website. I really highly, it's been an old vlog that Chris has been doing. Check it out. It's called the Sprue, and it's got all kinds of great facts, information on model kits and their whole origins and everything. That's stuff that's what got Chris and I to become friends. We just love that stuff. We love talking about where these kits came from, and you know, what they evolved from.
Wait, there we go.
Yeah.
Sneak peek of what I'm working on for my next article series.
Oh, yeah. That what is that? That's what, the truck?
Well, yeah, it's this one here is Marmon, but it's the Revell Germany truck.
Yeah.
They are quite interesting.
Oh man, yeah. He's a not only does it for a living, truck driving, but he is like our resident big rig guy. Man, he knows his stuff. Anytime I have questions about big rigs, I just call on Chris and he helps me out with that. That, and of course his YouTube channel, The Sprue. Very simple. He kept it simple. It's the Sprue over there, and it's the Sprue over here, and he's up in Canada.
Trying to keep consistent.
You know, that's okay. I don't hold it against him. So, Chris, thanks a bunch. Why don't you take us home?
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by here, and always remember, keep gluing those fingers together, cutting that styrene. And why do we build model cars?
'Cause they're fun.
Here's the producer.